we delve into heart-pounding close calls in the wilderness. Amidst Alaska's wilderness, Mary, a courageous kayaker, embarked on a solo journey from Ketchikan to Petersburg. Her adventure turned dire when a colossal animal attacked her kayak outside a secluded U.S. Forest Service cabin in Berg Bay, Wrangell District.
I'm going to pepper spray you in the face. That's what I'm going to do to you.
Seeking shelter, Mary had stashed her gear inside the cabin to dry before a hike. A jarring noise shattered the silence as she ate lunch, revealing the bear's fierce presence. Captured on camera, the gripping footage showed the intense struggle between Mary and the relentless bear.
Gosh darn it! Oh, why are you doing that? Bear, please stop! Please stop, Bear! It's the end of September!
Faced with no choice, she swam to a nearby anchored German-flagged SV Caledonia. Despite radio silence, the sailboat rescued her, providing refuge in Wrangell before the ferry ride to Ketchikan. Mary's tale shows her strength against nature's force. In the heart of Russia's untamed wilderness, driven by their thirst for adventure and scientific exploration, Vlad and his intrepid team navigated the dense, lush forests. Their camp nestled amidst the towering trees. However, the team's excitement turned to bewilderment as an unexpected visitor paid a visit. An East Siberian brown bear, an apex predator of the region, boldly strolled into their campsite. With heartbeats racing, Vlad's team held their breath as the massive creature curiously explored their surroundings. Fear mingled with fascination as the bear's inquisitive eyes locked onto their tent. 2 minutes felt like an eternity as they exchanged intense gazes with the wild beast. Time seemed to stand still, and the forest hushed in anticipation. And as quickly as it arrived, the bear vanished, leaving Vlad and his team in awe. This brief, heart-pounding meeting bonded them to Russia's mysterious wilderness. In northeastern Pennsylvania's wilds, bear sightings cause a stir. There was a huge male bruin among them, and as Mick and his pals cautiously made their way in, a sneaky, inquisitive creature followed, its eyes twinkling.
We're just going to stand here. It's going to go away in a minute.
As they ventured, rustlings heightened the tension. The forest seemed alive, like a watchful entity. Thinking he was unseen, the bear followed, taking stealthy steps.
The snorting sound is the horses.
Heartbeats quickened and footsteps hastened. Eyes locked and formed an instant of connection spanning worlds. Survival instincts engaged, Mick's group navigated evasion, their respect underscoring fear. The bear, satisfied, vanished, leaving them awed. In a quiet upper Midwest suburb, an enchanting tale unfolded. A bear, lovingly dubbed Angel by the locals, was a familiar sight. Scents of treats lured Angel into a neighbor's yard under the golden sun. Captured on camera, the astonishing scene showed Angel's cautious approach to the porch. With grace, she delicately nabbed a handful of snacks laid on the floor. The tranquil neighborhood transformed into a theater of wild wonder. Word of Angel's audacious escapade spread like wildfire. It was in this safe haven of the suburbs that the legend of Angel, the snacking bear, was first told. In the heart of California's rugged wilderness, Jean found herself in an unexpected encounter that sent shivers down her spine. While she was innocently parked by the roadside, Her tranquility was shattered when a massive brown bear cub emerged from the thickets and nonchalantly plopped down beside her car. Its curious eyes gleamed with a mischievous glint, suggesting an odd companionship.
What you doing? What you doing?
Instinct battled curiosity in a duel of survival. She knew that even a seemingly playful bear cub could be a precursor to danger. Slowly, heart pounding like a war drum, she reversed, each step calculated to avoid provocation. Her car became a barrier between her and the untamed presence. The bear cub remained unfazed, an enigma of the wild. Jean's heart raced as the distance grew, and her relief was tangible when she finally merged back onto the open road. In her rearview mirror, the cub sat unperturbed, a symbol of the untamed spirit of California's wilderness. In the frigid wilds of Alaska, a breathtaking encounter unfolded. A colossal bear thundered past, its power palpable. These people were amazed, despite the uneasy feeling that came along with being so close that they could feel its breath. This was no mild-mannered zoo bear. As evidenced by the mutilated fish, it had clearly been a formidable adversary. Hunger gleamed in its eyes, reminiscent of photos showing brutal bear-on-bear assaults. They refused to bend an inch and steadfastly maintained their position. They accepted the essence of the wild without fear. It was not recklessness, rather it was a profound attraction to the wild. With the sun's descent, they retreated, leaving the coastal brown bear behind. This tale of the largest of bears, ruler of land and stream, would forever echo in their stories. In Alaska's grandeur, they found their mettle amid giants who ruled the rugged realm and a ferocity that both thrilled and humbled. Under the bright midday sun, Jim stepped out of his office building and headed towards his parked van. As he rounded the corner, his casual stride turned into a frozen halt. A massive creature, its fur shimmering in the sunlight, was engrossed in rummaging through a dumpster right beside his van.
Oh. It's hard to tell. He's standing tall as I am. He's looking at me right now. So.
Heart pounding, he carefully retreated a few steps, hoping not to startle the bear. Summoning his courage, he raised his voice and clapped his hands, attempting to shoo the bear away. The bear glanced up, a mix of annoyance and curiosity in its eyes, but it remained rooted to its dumpster treasure. Growing desperate, the man unlocked his van and retrieved his bear spray. With trembling hands, he pointed it at the bear and sprayed. A fine mist of deterrent filled the air, and the bear recoiled, shaking its head in discomfort. His heart racing, the man held his breath as the bear hesitated, then turned and lumbered away into the surrounding woods. In the heart of the untamed wilderness, Gordon Buchanan, a seasoned wildlife filmmaker from BBC Earth, embarked on a daring expedition to capture the secrets of a majestic bear family.
I don't really have to tell you how magical this is, because...
Armed with his camera, he cautiously approached a mother bear and her precious cub. As he pressed closer to the captivating scene, the mother's primal instincts flared, sensing a threat to her offspring. With lightning speed, she lunged, teeth bared, and delivered a warning bite inches away from Gordon's outstretched hand.
Okay. Here you go. I'm sorry. No.
Time seemed to freeze as tension hung heavy in the air. The wilderness held its breath, the camera lens capturing the intense moment. Gordon's heart raced, adrenaline coursing through his veins as he realized the gravity of the situation. The mother bear's message was clear. Her cub's safety was non-negotiable.
Good bear. Hey, bear. Okay, that lip smacking is her, letting me know that she's nervous.
With newfound respect for the wild and a rush of exhilaration, Gordon withdrew slowly, still in awe of the fierce guardianship displayed. As the sun dipped below the horizon, he knew he had captured not only a breathtaking encounter, but a profound lesson in the unforgiving beauty of the natural world. A man's typical after-feast walk turns into a life-threatening encounter when a rather unexpected fellow tags along, unleashing a series of heart-pounding events that leaves everyone on the edge of their seats. The man quickens his pace, curious and apprehensive. As he draws nearer, he realizes it's a massive bear, prompting him to reconsider his hiking adventure and find a safer path to explore.
So here I am, minding my own business, walking down the trail. Who do I find? Oh.
He quickly ducks behind some trees and then makes a determined effort to frighten the large brown bear away from the trail.
Go away, bear.
Danny, a native to the region, is aware of the situation and maintains his composure as he attempts to reason with the bear. The plan works, and the bear sees that the man does not want to hurt him. The huge and powerful bear thankfully keeps walking and leaves poor Danny alone. A group of hikers are in for a surprise after meeting a strange creature on its daily walk through the forest. In Glacier National Park, Brandy and her family, along with other tourists, are startled when they see a figure so big just a few meters away from them.
Get up the hill!
The guide walks up to the animal and quickly pulls out a handy can of bear spray as he tries to scare it away.
Go on, get up the hill! Get out of here!
Something out of the ordinary stops a man in his tracks in the sweltering Russian summer.
Знакомство продолжается. Готовишь машину, обнюхиваешь, правильно?
Later on, he confirms that the encounter he had was indeed an Ussuri brown bear, who was gladly just curious rather than hungry. When a family disregards the warnings given by park rangers, they receive a valuable lesson about the consequences of their actions. Yellowstone is the natural habitat of the grizzly bear, so it usually does not surprise the locals. Park rangers are often put in charge of both humans and animals, and they specifically told this family not to pass the area for this very reason.
No, he's messing with my car. No.
What's he doing? He's climbing up.
He's climbing up on the car. No way, Shay, huh?
The bear performs for them, but the child in the car is unamused by it and grows increasingly agitated as it continues.
Oh, great. How did this happen?
Soon after, a park ranger comes upon their vehicle and instructs them to continue driving forward in order to escape the bear's harassment. These Japanese women are put in a state of fear as a result of a rather embarrassing situation that involves a particularly cheeky bear. As its name implies, the Japanese black bear is a native of Japan's dense forests, so its sudden appearance should not surprise most, well, except for this guest.
No se muevan.
It would appear that the bear is having a good time by showing an excessive amount of interest in the young woman. When the guide repeatedly tells the bear to back off, the animal eventually gives up and leaves the woman alone. Bear watchers get a lot more out of their experience than they bargain for whenever they come across a particularly flashy bear. Jenny and the other eco-tourists in Kodiak Bay, Alaska get this close to a giddy adolescent brown bear who then proceeds to do this.
No.
It does not take long for the startled bear to realize he is not as welcome as he had hoped and prances off with his brother in search of friendlier territory. After an unanticipated run-in with a powerful beast in Grand Teton National Park, a couple finds themselves on the precipice of danger.
Just don't turn your back to it. Just keep going.
Ben Harwood and his girlfriend are on their way to the river when they come across a grizzly bear and are forced to turn around.
Gotta stick stuck to it. He's really pretty, isn't he?
He really is, yes.
Just calm down.
He's a beautiful animal.
And then just watch your footing.
As Ben reassures his girlfriend, he keeps his voice audible enough so the bear can hear them and steer clear of their path. In the marshes of the Aleutian Peninsula in Alaska, a man who's asking for it gets his breath knocked away. In the beginning, Patrick and his friend are marveling at a large brown bear in their midst. He takes a chance and makes himself available to the bear, who promptly performs an action that would not be out of place on the National Geographic Channel.
Whoa! Pull it!
They freeze in their places as the bear puts on a fake lunge at them. After what happened during their trek, Patrick should think well enough not to mess with bears. A strange creature that is both curious and terrifying rudely interrupts a group of fishermen by a lake. Travis captures the moment their leisurely lakeside trip turns a little too extreme when they catch a rather unexpected visitor on camera.
I'm videotaping him.
The bear appears to be keeping an eye out for any suspicious behavior and had stopped by for a closer look.
You can have my beer.
After that, the bear thankfully stops bothering them, and they are able to go about their day without further interruption. In the middle of the day, an unusual thief ransacks a pickup truck in the middle of the road and gets away with it. After returning to Churchill, Canada from a trip to the United States, Robin Jackson gets assisted with his luggage by a very odd-looking valet. Despite Robin's best efforts to find some belongings, he rummages through an empty suitcase, feeling disheartened, while the cheeky polar bear saunters away, victorious and uncaught. A man and his dog are left frazzled when an odd-looking trash collector picks up their rubbish for them. Intrigued yet cautious, Boris watches as the enigmatic creature's nimble paws effortlessly sort through the trash, revealing its remarkable intelligence and unconventional abilities.
Perkele, siihen koske, saatana vie.
Boris, known for his deep, booming voice, had unintentionally startled the bear, causing it to lose its balance and collapse onto the forest floor in a bewildered heap.
Vie helkaten ruoman luo. Hugo, tänne näin, paikka. Hugo, paikka.
It quickly returns empty-handed to the thick forest from which it had come, its footsteps fading into the wilderness as if it had never been there at all. A logger foolishly believes that he could outrun such a nimble creature by taking to the trees, underestimating the agility and speed of the elusive creature he is trying to escape. However, as he climbs higher, the creature effortlessly follows, revealing its remarkable ability to navigate the forest canopy. Within the dense forests of Russia, a local logger is pitted against a powerful beast in a climb that is certain to end horribly.
Коля, ноги дергай.
Desperately attempting to free himself from the bear's grip, the man's adrenaline surges as he continues to ascend the tree, his heart pounding with every passing moment. The bear's swift departure provides him with a chance to escape unharmed, leaving him grateful for the fortunate turn of events. When a motorcyclist is traveling through the Italian Alps, he is in for a startling experience when he sees a massive figure traveling along the road. He comes to a complete stop in the middle of his journey in order to determine whether or not the road ahead of them is secure enough for the two of them to travel.
Ciao bello. Ciao.
They come to the conclusion that neither of them is a danger to the other, so they go on their separate ways, acknowledging that they had been fortunate to have such a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Caleb Jacques, a fearless grizzly bear safari guide, astounds onlookers with his hair-raising expertise and death-defying maneuvers as he cunningly outwits a mighty mammal deep within the treacherous Alaskan marshes. His awe-inspiring actions leave spectators in awe and disbelief. The guide, a seasoned wilderness expert, calmly instructs the group to slowly back away, their hearts pounding with adrenaline as they realize the precariousness of their encounter.
You get.
He is not an expert on bears, despite having spent a lifetime learning about them, so he is getting a gun ready in case things get desperate. After a few yells, the bear decides to make a break for it. A hunter in the snowy forest of Oregon witnesses an event larger than life that involves a creature that is so dangerous that it could be detrimental to future nature enthusiasts. As Bill continues to make his daily circuit through the forest, he comes across a mother bear who is clearly very agitated, her growls growing louder and her protective stance indicating she is ready to defend her cubs at any cost.
Hey! Knock it off!
He knows that the safest thing to do at the moment is to keep his voice as loud as he can. A loud shout from him causes the bear to run off into the forest and retreat to her cubs. People who had gone to Glacier National Park with the intention of watching bears are terrified when one of the animals charges down the path toward them. AJ and her travel group are having a blast sweating through their hiking gear when, out of nowhere, a bear goes extremely berserk on them.
Don't run. Don't run.
Running away is never a good idea when a bear is charging at you, and thankfully they don't learn that the hard way after they tell the rest of the team and steer them away from harm. A man trying to improve his lifestyle decides it would be fun to go running through a trail, but what he does not count on is something far more sinister than a few extra calories. Sean, a trail runner from British Columbia, tries a new forest path in hopes of a better run. He flies faster than a road runner after seeing something tailing him. Heart pounding, he darts through the trees, feeling the rush of adrenaline fueling his every step.
Holy shit!
Running for dear life works for him this time, and he admits that he was fortunate to have gotten a head start from the big old grizzly bear. A man in the middle of a treacherous hunt, with adrenaline coursing through his veins, has his wildest dreams and deepest fears intertwined as he unexpectedly comes face to face with a formidable and mythical beast, forever altering his perception of reality. Northern Alberta hunter Clint experiences extreme euphoria at the sight of a once-in-a-lifetime chance, and then this unfathomable thing happens, leaving him in a state of shock and disbelief, forever altering the course of his life. The curious mammal casually struts in front of Clint, wanting all the attention given to it. After doing so, the hunter and bear part ways. An interested animal crashes one man's lounging session at his peaceful home, filling the room with unexpected energy and captivating his attention, leading to a delightful and memorable encounter that lingers in his heart. Luis from Asheville is in for a surprise when a rather peculiar encounter interrupts his leisure time as he scrolls through his mobile phone. As he swipes through his favorite social media app, he sees something in his periphery and promptly gets shocked. Luis watches in awe as the bewildered bear, startled by the movement, hurriedly prances away and disappears into the thick wilderness, leaving him in a state of utter disbelief and lingering amazement. These hunters get their end of the bargain when they come across such a vicious opponent, testing their skills, resolve, and pushing them to their very limits. Jonasson and a friend are traveling along rivers in the Alaskan wilderness when they come across a horrible sight that stops them in their tracks. Trying to scare the bear away, Jonasson brings out a weapon. This act proves to be effective as the bear immediately runs away upon seeing it. When an unusual customer walks into the loading dock, the mood at the workplace goes from relaxed to mortifying in an instant. The man seen in the video, named Matt, gets his reaction caught on camera during a heart-pounding moment he has at work. A charging brown bear enters the premises of their workplace as they go about their day and does this. Thankfully, Matt's healthy limbs allow him to leap out of the way of a charging bear. A wildland firefighter and nature photographer, Curtis Matishwin, encounters a black bear and uses a tactic from the books.
Whoa, bear. Hey, bear. Hey, get out of here. I'm leaving.
In a standoff, Curtis doesn't budge or lower his weapon for one bit and continues this brave act of survival.
Hey.
After a few spritzes of bear spray prove effective, the bear waddles off, retracing its steps. A family decides to take their kids camping, thinking it would be a fun outing for everyone. But things quickly take a terrifying turn for the worse While Filippo and his sons venture higher onto the mountain to excavate some toilet soil, a mountain bear follows them. Filippo tells his son to take it easy as they descend the hill. He then lets out a loud whistle to frighten the bear away. A murderous mammal gone berserk interrupts an innocent family and their pets in the French countryside. When Edna and her dogs are left alone, a ferocious and hungry beast does the unthinkable and terrorizes them. Like any protective mother, Edna fights the bear herself and succeeds in saving her dear dogs' lives. A group of hikers prove the saying, "safety in numbers," when they encounter wildlife in the most daunting way. Dan and his friends are out venturing on the Upper Kananaskis Lake Trail in hopes of getting a good camping spot when this happens. After the bear is satisfied with the show it puts on in front of the guests, it nonchalantly walks away, leaving them unharmed. A man camping in Alaska has an extremely close encounter with a full-grown animal and its offspring.
Continually to walk backwards. The mom and the cubs.
The clip starts with the man nervously describing the scene as two bear cubs and a mother bear are walking towards him on a trail in Katmai National Park in Alaska. Eventually, the man and the cubs make it back to camp, and the animals can be seen walking away from the man at the edge of a body of water. Though the interaction goes about as smoothly as one could expect with a grizzly and her cubs chasing you on a trail, the credit should go to the man, who handles the situation properly. He keeps himself calm and walks away from the bears with a watchful eye. And that's all for today's video. If you liked this one, please subscribe and make sure to check out the other ones in our channel.